everyone. My name is Natasha. As a student, I've struggled with time management. So here are a couple tricks that I found useful.
Basically, managing your time at university is one of the most crucial aspects of your university career, and today I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So, the first thing you need to do before you're able to manage your time is figure out what goals you want to accomplish for a week. So, a good way to do that is using a time management matrix, which I've linked in the description below. And basically, what this is it helps you figure out what your SMART goals are. Goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, and realistic, and timely. So basically, by having these, you'll be able to figure out which goals are the most important, which goals are urgent, and which goals are less important and less urgent. So, first thing, let's figure out how to make a SMART goal. So, the first step of it is, of course, S, specific. This is a single specific goal. Instead of saying, I'll do better in my English class, say, I will complete my English essay outline. This is a specific goal, you know exactly what you're going to work on, so as soon as you start sitting down, you start working. Next, M, measurable. This is an indicator of time. So instead of saying, I'll take time for it tomorrow, it's I'll take 3 hours for it. This way you know that you're going to be sitting down for 3 hours and you're going to be working during those 3 hours. You won't be like, I've worked for like 30 minutes. I can go watch Netflix for 4 hours now. Next, of course, is A and R. These kind of go together, so achievable and realistic. These are the steps you will take to accomplish it, and make sure that these are realistic steps. So you can't really go, I'll write my entire 20-page essay in an hour. There's no way you're going to do that unless you're like the Flash or you're Superman and you go back and you spin around the planet really fast to like make time go backwards. No, you want to make sure that, you're a human, so you plan this out as achievable and realistic. So I will write my essay one step at a time. I will start with my research, I will move on to my outline, then I will write my paper, and then I'll review my paper. Next, of course, you want everything to be timely. So instead of, I'll do it tomorrow, I got time tomorrow, and then it ends up that tomorrow is actually the due date, and then you're stuck and you're frazzled and you're trying to get everything out and you're just like blowing up your mind. Instead, just say, I'll start today at 4:30 p.m. That way you know that at 4:30 you're going to be sitting down and you're going to be working. So in short, when you put this all together, you get a SMART goal. You get, I will complete in 3 hours my English essays outline and I'll start working at 4:30 p.m. today. Wow. That's a goal. That is a good goal. So now that you know what your goals are, it's time to actually put them into your schedule. So, a technique to do this that we like to use here is the time boxing method. So, what is this? This is essentially you take a little box and you have your schedule in front of you and you figure out a time where that box will fit and you put it in there. It's very nice, it's very neat, and it removes choice from the equation because every time you're going to look at your agenda, you're going to see that box. I need to do that box. If I don't do that box, a pterodactyl is going to swoop down and steal my dog. Of course, that's not going to happen, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. So, by removing choice from the equation and having time limitations on these blocks, it intensifies your level of focus. And you spend less time figuring out what you have to do. So there's different time boxing approaches. We recommend two. The one with few fixed commitments and the one with many fixed commitments. Having few fixed commitments is basically just having your most important commitments in there, like class, work, etc. And then writing down an estimate amount of time it will take you to do other tasks. So basically it's just having about a little block being like 2 hours here for history studying, and then you move on to the next task. Another way you can do this is by having many fixed commitments. So this is when you create a calendar where every single second of your day is planned. So this goes from class times to waking up to eating to going to the bathroom and even planning in your travel time from home to work or home to school. So, now that you've decided what time boxing method you'd prefer to use, few fixed commitments or many fixed commitments, it's time to start planning your schedule. So the way you want to do this is first to input all fixed commitments. So these are class, work, maybe you have dinner with your grandma every Sunday, so you want to put that in. So these are your commitments that you want to do every single week at very specific times. Next, you input your weekly must-do commitments. So these are, for example, reading or studying, or for example, you go out with your friend Saturday evening to get a beer. That's something that you have to do every week because it's important for you and it's important for your mental health. Next, what you want to do is put in your due dates for your assignments and for your midterms and exams. So you put in your due dates and you do something that's called backwards planning. So what this is that you realize, okay, so my essay is due on October 12th. It's 10 pages long. I want to have it finished by October 10th so that I can review for 2 days before handing it in. But if I want to have it finished by October 10th and it's 10 pages long, I should have my outline by October 1st so that I can write 1 page a day. But to have my outline done, that means I need to start my research on September 12th so that I have about half a month to do my research. So this way, you go from having it due on October 12th to starting on September 12th, so that you realize that you now have a month to work on your essay and you have split up your big task, essay writing, into smaller tasks. Research for 15 days, then your outline, then you have 10 days to write it, 2 days to review it, and boom, there's your due date. Whatever time you have left, you can put in for reactionary time. So this is, for example, time where life happens and you didn't have time to accomplish your goals for that day. You can move it to your reactionary time and make sure that you get your tasks done. If you did finish all your tasks for the day, congratulations, you get time to do stuff you want to do. Watch Netflix, play with your dog, watch YouTube, go down a Wikipedia spiral that lasts 10 hours and you don't get any sleep. Don't do that. That was a joke. Or you can even spend time with friends, family, and take time for your own mental health. Remember to plan in travel time, time to eat, and time to sleep. We are only human after all. Another thing to keep into account when you are creating your schedule is a planning fallacy. Of course, we're human beings and we can never make sure to track our time perfectly. Let me put this into perspective. Imagine that you have to get to class and you know the O train takes you 25 minutes to get there. So you go, okay, I'll leave the house 35 minutes early just to make sure that if there's any delays, I'll be in class on time. And then you get to the platform. And then it starts snowing. And then the train doesn't come. And 20 minutes later, when the train finally gets there, and you get on the train, and you go, okay, I still have time, I might just get to class a few minutes late. The train stalls. And then you're stuck in the train. And there's a bunch of sweaty people around you. And it's uncomfortable. And then you finally get to campus, half an hour into class, and you just go, well, it's not even worth it anymore. So that is something called the planning fallacy, where humans always plan for the best case scenario and tend to forget that life happens, that sometimes you do get stuck in traffic, and sometimes the O train does break down, or someone decided to touch the doors for some reason. So it's just making sure that you really plan realistic times. A good way to do this is to track your times. So, for example, look at how much time it takes you to accomplish a task regularly, and that way you'll have better estimation of how much time you take to do certain things. Splitting up your bigger tasks into smaller tasks also helps with that because you can move them around a lot easier, and of course having reactionary time to deal with interruptions like a train breaking down or your mom asking you to come do the laundry, or you start playing with your dog for 5 minutes and that turns into an hour. These things happen and you'll have a buffer reactionary time zone for that. So that's it for today. I hope you guys learned a little bit about time management. There are some links in the description below for more exercises and more information on time management. And if you want to book a one-on-one with a mentor, you can go on our website to do that. I hope you guys had fun and we'll see you guys next time.